go, folks. We're back.
Here we go, Aiden.
Game 2 of 2 on the evening. Men's ACAA soccer action here. Host UNB St. John Seawolves taking on the visiting STU Tommies.
Well, we saw a bit of a surprise in the first game with the women's game. Tommies came in at 5-2-2, and the Seawolves ended up jumping out into a 3-0 first half lead. The Tommies made a game of it, came back 3-2, and had a couple of really good corner kick chances, but just couldn't get that equalizer. And tonight, we've got the men's game.
And here we go. Starting the game for the visiting St. Thomas Tommies is Ahmed Hossana, Nishan Ranger Reese, Nathan Peace, Javon Garrity Anderson, Adam Lowen, Sylvan Carrier, Aiden Lavery, Nana Osi Bonsu, Jason Scott, Samuel
Chenier.
Chenier,
yep.
And those are your starters for the St. Thomas Tommies. And starting things off for the UNB St. John Seawolves, Kellen Lamb, Tristan Burnham, Keanu Perea, Durham Godora, Aiden Marcantonio, Owen Wiley, John Suh, Landon Gray, Luke Antonello, Mike Best, and number 14, Ethan
Schmolik. Yeah. Plays very well for the Seawolves this year, by the way. One noticeable absent player from the lineup scratch tonight, Sikasak. Probably their most dangerous, and of course Karwi, who's been out for a while now. But those two guys, missing those two guys, they're really the two the two spark plugs. Marcantonio is another one, but
I've seen him.
Sikasak and Karwi, they've scored some big goals for the Seawolves this year.
They've definitely been play finishers for this team this year.
And they've also controlled the ball a lot. You know, it's not just about their goal scoring; it's about controlling the ball a lot as well. And so, no question, the Seawolves are they're going to be feeling it tonight with those guys out of the lineup. But you know what? You play with whatever lineup you have in front of you, and you go with it. The Tommies are having another great year. They're in second place, and hard to believe you're in second place with a 7-1-1 record. But UKC's having an outstanding season at 9-0.
They definitely look like the team to beat thus far.
The Tommies, they've scored 24 goals this year and allowed 4 in 9 games. So they have a top-level offense, and they have a top-level defense.
Yeah, and that goal total shows
Seawolves
lost in the year. When they win big too.
Seawolves are in third place with a 6-3 record, and they've scored 20 goals, which is pretty good.
Very respectable total for sure.
They've given up 12. So the difference here tonight, on paper, the difference is the Tommies allow fewer goals against. Based on 9 games for each team this year, a sample size of 9, the Tommies allow fewer goals than the Seawolves. So the Seawolves, in this game, they are going to have to try to keep this score low. They lost 2-0 to the Tommies last night. And I think, another low-scoring game is in the cards for the Seawolves. They need to keep this score low.
Definitely.
Because they're not going to get very many goals on the Tommies.
No.
That's pretty clear based on the nine games so far. So they can't really be allowing a lot of goals in this game and expect to win it. So we'll see what happens. That's what makes watching and playing the game so much fun. You're just never quite sure what's going to happen, as we found out in the first game.
Yeah, and with a couple absences in the lineup, take a look around, and we'll have to see tonight who steps up.
Listen,
and it's always exciting. You never want to see one of your teammates go down, but when someone goes down, that's an opportunity for you to step up, and
it gives somebody else a chance to prove themselves and to tell the coach and show the coach, hey, I want to be in this lineup.
Yeah,
I'm capable. I want to be in here. So
I got my eye on Ghidorah there tonight, who recently just won Athlete of the Month, actually.
Yeah, and he's been coming off the bench more this year than like he's been that second half spark plug. He scored so many goals in the second half, but here he is starting tonight, and so we'll see how that works out for him. I'm sure if you asked him, he'd like to start every game, but there's a reason why coaches do what they do, and he's been really, really effective coming off that bench. I guess like basketball. I mean, some guys just are better coming off the bench.
Yeah, and here's a potential opportunity for Ghidorah now. I hear coaches talk about it all the time in many different sports. They like to say the next man up mentality.
Next man up. That's right.
And
that's
exactly how. I'd say I'm looking at Ghidorah right now, but there's so many others on that Seawolf bench as well that can jump right into a role just like that and change the game.
Well, this Tommy's lineup, it's loaded. It's loaded with great players. So we're going to see what happens here. Seawolves, they've been threatening here in the early going, but here come the Tommies. There's one behind the defense. Kellen Lamb battling hard as usual for the Seawolves. He's a hard player to go around, as are all the defenders on the Seawolves. 12 goals against in 9 games is pretty good. That's not bad. So the Seawolves they're not the easiest team to score against either.
Lamb's one of those players to me that just always looks like he's giving 100% all the time.
He does give 100%, no question about it.
Mm-hmm. Always just looks like he's working his absolute hardest for his teammates and himself at all times. A little bit of danger now. Ball in the box, but sent at the back for a goal kick.
Tommies spread their attack around. Multiple players have goals this season. Seawolves. Oh, it's a kick. Not a throw-in. It's a kick. Seawolves throwing everybody up on the attack here. They're pushing. Fullbacks are. Oh wow! That was
a fantastic grab there by the keeper.
That was a beauty.
A really, really well placed free kick as well.
Hasna with a good save there, right off the bat. Really good save. Seawolves matching the Tommies stride for stride here at the moment, and actually
Good
pushing
win
the
there.
attack a bit.
Here's Sean Chu.
Shu has really been playing well for the Seawolves this year. He had a heck of a game there last time out at home. He was quite a dominant player for them on that right side. There's a long ball. You can see the Tommies are going to try to stick the ball behind the Seawolves defenders here and use their 24 goals, take advantage of scoring some goals here tonight. They're at 2.5 goals a game, so that's an explosive lineup right there that the Seawolves are dealing with tonight.
Mark Antonio now.
He can really handle the ball.
Into the box. Lamb's going to chase this one down. Put a shot up. Finds a head on another fantastic save there. Ghidorah almost had one early on. That's a great cross from Lamb. And
Hosanna, he was right there. He was in the right place. He had his eye on the play, on the ball the whole time.
Good positioning.
Made a hard save look easy.
Credit to him.
I really like the way the Seawolves are pushing their wingbacks up into the attack. I think they have to do that against the Tommies. I think, based on the number of goals the Tommies have had this year, they're going to score 1 or 2 goals a game minimum.
With only conceding 4 as well, they have
without conceding any goals, right?
So it is really important.
I think the Seawolves
to bring those extra attackers up and take advantage of the counterattack.
Well, sometimes I've heard it said sometimes the best defense is attack.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the Seawolves are employing here tonight. They're saying, okay, look, they're probably going to score a goal or 2. We need to be on attack here. We need to be matching that at least. Now, we've been talking about the Tommies and their great record, but the Seawolves are 6-3. They're having a great season themselves.
Yeah.
And so, you've got two of the 3 best teams in the men's conference this year playing here tonight. And these teams could meet each other in the semifinals at the playoffs.
Yeah.
Which are only a couple of weeks away,
It's not a long season here in the fall.
No, we are almost headed to playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Tommies are looking to penetrate the Seawolves defense, but haven't been able to do it just yet. Landon Gray's going to be tested before this night's out in the Seawolves net. He's going to be tested, but from what I've seen so far this year, he's up for it.
Definitely, we've seen a lot of nice action between the posts by Gray so far this year. Always showing he's very much engaged, makes good reads on the ball.
Seawolves have good goaltending. It's obvious the Tommies have good goalkeeping after what we've seen in the first few minutes. You see the Tommies moving, looking to support that pass. And again, back-to-back nights. Seawolves, I'm not sure if Sikasak played last night or not, but back-to-back nights. Carwe's still on the mend. Real challenge for the Seawolves, but as you said, it gives other guys who believe that they should be in the lineup an opportunity to show why. So there's always oh, that's a nice ball, and there's Burnham up with the header. Look at Lamb fly. Look at Lamb fly down that wing. He looked like a speeding train. If that was a runway, he looked like he was getting ready to take off.
Yeah.
He was up to maximum speed. He can fly out there, flat out fly.
He can really
That's
fly.
why he can jump into the offense a lot, because he can get back on defense in plenty of time. And him jumping into the attack is that's a valuable thing for the Seawolves.
It is. We've already seen him put a really good cross on the
He
ball.
He did. And
into the box.
he's certainly playing great, having a great season for the Seawolves this year. Ghidorah pressuring hard there.
Here he goes.
He
Does
steals
well
it.
to win it. Jean Shu now. It's going to be out the side.
Well, we just got a little bit of a glimpse as to why the Tommies have only allowed 4 goals this year. Giveaway at the back, quick recovery, ball outside, out of danger.
Seawolves keep it in the Tommy zone with throw-in.
Seawolves with a pretty substantial wind advantage here in the first half, much like
Oh, and a nice shot on that there.
much like in the previous game. The wind is still moving on the screen from right to left towards the Tommies goal. So that means the Seawolves definitely have a wind advantage here. And it looks like there's a bit of a timeout here.
It's like Hosanna has been pretty busy thus far.
Yeah, a bit of a timeout.
Might have taken a bit of an awkward landing there on that save.
And both teams are taking the opportunity to get into their huddles and talk about what has transpired here so far. And what has transpired is there is no score.
No score thus
16, 17 minutes into the game.
Couple exciting chances.
No score.
No score.
And I think that's exactly the game the Seawolves want to play. Keep this a low-scoring affair, because they're not going to outgun St. Thomas based on the statistics. You know, I know statistics are only in the past, but sometimes that's a pretty good indication of what's going to happen in the future.
Especially with a stat as drastic as, the 24 goals to 4 conceded.
Yeah. And
they tell the past, but they can tell a little bit of the future sometimes.
And in basketball, you know the teams you can run and gun with, and you know the teams that you can't.
Yeah.
And
being able to play a little bit of both is always really important. I think that's why a little bit of why the Seawolves have been as successful as they've been this year is they are quite a balanced team. You said last year you spoke about them having some issues with, maybe lacking some play finishers on the team, and we've seen it this year the opposite. They have multiple guys who have kind of stepped into that role, being a play finisher for them as well as defense.
Seawolves have depth this year, and
on that back line, like the veteran presence of someone like Tristan Burnham, some really exciting young players like Mike Best on the back line, his partner down there.
Absolutely.
They've worked a really good 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
Helping out Ratash and Gray this year. Not that they've needed much, as spectacular as they've been, but
I mean, it goes without saying at 7-1-1 that the Tommies are a balanced team with lots of depth as well.
Yes.
Obviously they're strong contenders for the ACAA championship. UKC they have really shone this year. They have not allowed a goal yet this year.
Very impressive.
That, I mean, you know,
that's a very discouraging number.
even
just to
at
look
the
at
best,
on paper as
even
another
at the
team.
best of times, the other team sometimes scores, and they have not allowed a goal this season in 9 games.
It'll be really interesting actually to see how long they'll be able to keep that up.
They're nine.
I almost
They are
wonder,
9-0 this year.
you know, to a certain point, all those players, the players are, you know, in this day and age, stats, they're out there on the internet. And,
Oh, absolutely.
and you know, players are definitely aware of them now. All sports really are just becoming more and more analyzed as time goes on. And, you know, players are aware of that. So a team like UKC is probably just even a little bit more motivated now, as good as they are, to keep that that clean sheet across the season as long as they can.
I'm just gonna. I had the number in my head, but I want to check out the. While we're on the topic of UKC. So UKC is 36-0 goals for, goals against in 9 games.
Wow.
So they're averaging 4 goals a game. No goals against.
No goals against. That's a really, really impressive goal total.
Now I always say, okay.
Weir's best shot.
It was another knuckler, a little bit of a knuckler. I think it was Kellen Lamb, wasn't it?
21 shot it.
Or 21?
Pardon me, Luke Antonello. Mike Best, number 22.
Yeah,
Antonello,
Best is 22,
21.
yeah.
Nice shot there. So Hosanna continues to be busy. Throughout this game, didn't look like whatever minor injury he had there impacted that save too much. He's been sharp thus far.
Oh, it's a nice little tip down the wing.
Tommy's
this time of the night with the lighting the way it is.
Ball in, can't find a head.
Oh.
But finds a foot, a block shot. There's Lamb on the scene.
Great defensive awareness there by the Seawolves. Nice block shot. But that was a nice little tip touch pass down the wing to get things started for the Tommies. Being inside at night is a little tougher because the glass is tinted. So everything looks a little darker than it is. So when we're looking at the far end, the far side, it's a little tougher to see who made the play. But
A foul there. Tommy's win the free kick.
that's a good ball. Oh, it's right back out to him.
And
Oh.
A long shot, but sails high at the goal.
Looks like Jason Scott had a go at that one. Couldn't get his foot over the ball, and it sailed high on him. He'd like to have that one back because that was a prime scoring opportunity for St. Thomas. Nobody near him. In fact, he probably could have settled that ball even for a second and taken the shot. But I guess when you're at the top of the 18, you're just assuming someone's near you.
Yeah, and fair assumption. Ghidorah heads it into the corner. Seawolves give chase at the back.
That's a goal kick. That's a goal kick for the Tommies.
So no goals thus far, 24 minutes in, but a lot of chances now for both sides.
Yeah, some dangerous balls going right at right over the backs. Those are always dangerous balls when the backs have to. You can see the Tommies slowly but surely picking up the pace here, and it's causing the Seawolves to do the same thing. Look at Lamb. Look at Lamb.
Again, nice clearance there by Lamb.
Gray with a little touch to best.
Tries to find Mark Antonio. Tommies take it back.
You know, scoring 24 goals, I think, you know, without even seeing the Tommies that long, I'm assuming that they're a very quick counterattack team, and that the Seawolves are going to really have to pay attention to that quick counterattack. They can't just think, oh, I missed that one, and stand there. They got to get back and tracking.
Right back on things.
Right back on things. You know, when you're playing some teams, maybe the lower level teams, you've got a bit more time to kind of track back a little slower. Not against the Tommies, or obviously against UKC, or you know,
the elite teams,
they will.
In fact, really, that's what can separate a good offense from a great offense a lot of the time is the transition play, the speed at which you can, you know, put a really accurate outlet pass.
That quick transition
on target.
A little bit of a pressure by the Seawolves there. Oprah up for a header there, and here this could be dangerous for the Seawolves.
Gets through, and believe that was Best there coming over.
Carriere put a lot of pressure on the Seawolves' backs there.
Well done by Burnham to slow him up just enough for Best to come over and
Ranger
take care of the rest.
Reese putting that ball into play.
There's opportunity now. It's Wiley looking for Ghidorah. Just too strong. I think Ranger Reese might be in the running for top 5 favorite names to say for me this year thus far.
Well, we have a lot to choose from.
Yeah.
Lots of great names in the lineups. Knocked off a Seawolves.
There's Lamb again, able to keep it in play.
Lamb still going down there. And he's a guy who can he can run all day long. He's got high energy.
You see his pace never changes too from the first to the 90th.
It doesn't. He's got tremendous energy. But if I'm the opposing coach and I'm watching him attack,
Mark Antonio looking for Ghidorah. I believe that's whistled offside there.
If I'm watching Lamb attack, every ball every possession we get is going down into his corner to make him work even harder.
Yeah. Lamb is one of the few that really will go corner to corner.
He goes end to end for sure. Burnham once again, but you can see this Tommy's lineup. It's quick and dangerous. Quick and dangerous, this lineup. Ranger Reese with the throw in. And that looks like
Kenga that went
got
down
it kicked
there.
a little bit, but that's a free kick for the free kick for the Tommies. Their first real great chance of the game here to get something going.
It's going to be Aiden
Lavery.
Lavery. Here he goes. Nice block there by, I think it was Mark Antonio on the left side.
Yep. Bit of a mishit there on the free kick. Now I guess he's not going to do the throw. Looks like Ranger Reese is going to be doing the free throw for the Tommies. Tommies moving to provide some support. That's an amazing throw right into the 18-yard box.
Wow. Impressive.
Wow. Well, you can tell that the Seawolves are going to have their hands full here tonight trying to contain this Tommy's lineup. 24 goals in 9 games.
Had a lot of good chances early on, but we're starting to see the Tommies here with a few good ones of their own just past the 30-minute mark.
Looks like
Lavery again.
Lavery's taking the free kick here. Tommy's trying to get sorted out as to what they're going to do. Oh, there's a pass.
That's Adam Lowen.
Well, they had the right idea. The Seawolves reacted quickly to that play and cut them off. But it's a corner kick for the Tommies. And it looks like
Lavery again. Believe so. Ball in. Can't find a head. They're looking up for Shoe. Get a Seawolf down in the box.
we're going to take this opportunity to thank our 25-26 season sponsors, Centaur Atlantic, Lester Trophies, Domino's, UNB Associated Alumni, One Team Sports, Select Printing and Signs, Booster Juice, East Point location, and Culligan. Thank you once again for your support this season.
And hungry students, don't forget, this weekend, during the week, anytime you're craving pizza, don't forget to use the code 50STDNT at checkout online to receive 50% off any of your large Domino's build your own pizzas. That's
Mark Antonio.
it is Mark Antonio.
Looks like he's back up, ready to go here. 33 minutes in, no score. I wouldn't even say there's been an outstanding scoring chance yet.
No, not even. I think
for either team. There's been the Seawolves had a header that was handled easily.
but Hosanna's positioning has just been very efficient.
It was a harder save than he made it look because he was in good position and
The ball just happened to find his gloves, but nothing too dangerous, you're right, thus far. But with the way these teams are attacking, I'm sure we'll see
Well, I think we're
something
going
a
to see
little
some
more dangerous, if not a scoring opportunity.
I think you're right.
sometime
I think
before this half closes out.
I think you're right. I think you're definitely going to see some excitement in this one.
Fans, we'd like to take this moment to welcome the Kennebecasis Valley High School boys soccer team. They just claimed first place in their division. Best of luck in the playoffs next week.
Gray scoops it up.
Under 10 minutes now in the opening half.
As usual, ball goes to Burnham first. He starts things off. He usually gets it back. He's the captain back there. He starts the offense. He's never in a big hurry to do it either, which is comforting in many ways. Just shows that he's calm and collected back there. Look at that ball.
That's a really nice strike down the field by Best. Can't find a Seawolf, but they're able to take control in the midfield. Here's Ghidorah. Antonello. To Mark Antonio. Here's Burnham across midfield. Looking for Shu.
Tommy's under a little pressure, but
The
ball was cleared.
UNBSJ Seawolves remind you to respect the field boundaries for the entirety of the game and respect the players and officials. Inappropriate language or inappropriate behavior may result in ejection from the game.
Here's Lamb now. Lamb back to Burnham, to Antonello. Into the midfield. Looking for Wiley.
That was a nice turn by Wiley. But Lavery takes it away. Tommy's backs have been solid as well. Nothing's getting past them. "37 minutes in with some injury time to be added on at the end." Tommy's looking to spring that ball past the Seawolves defense, but they haven't been able to do it yet.
There's Lamb breaking up another pass. Danello trying to win it back for the Seawolves. Whistle just offside, but almost a good attack there by the Tommies.
Fans, we'd like to take this opportunity to welcome the Hampton High School boys soccer team. They finished first in their division. They are hosting regionals October 25th. Best of
Also Bonsu, he controlling the midfield for the Tommies. Tommy's free kick. Working it around the back. Seawolves up to the task of defending here. Doing a
Done
great
well
job
thus
against
far.
the Tommies
Here's Ghidorah.
so far.
Ball into the middle. Bouncing ball picked up by Hasana.
He's very calm in that net.
He is.
He knows what he's doing in there.
Under 5 minutes left here to play in the opening half. Hasana
And
sent
that's
it
a good
downfield.
kick into the wind, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Because the wind is blowing quite hard here. I think the Seawolves need a goal. I think they need at least one goal here in the first half. If the wind stays like this, I think the Seawolves need one goal at least to stave off St. Thomas in the second half. Because it's going to be a long half if the wind stays like this
It will.
for the Seawolves. In the wind, it's just hard to get out of your own end. It's even hard to get out of your own end. It just seems like you're fighting against the other team and the wind at the same time. Two
It is
opponents.
difficult.
Two
Any
opponents.
ball in the air is.
Two opponents instead of one. And that one's sent all the way back. Rosanna. And another good low kick. Really excellent kick into this wind.
Yeah, well done there. That's the type of goal kick that's going to be really effective on a windy day like today. Be able to keep it low and not give it much room, more time for it to be caught up by the wind.
Again, Gray. Just have to be careful back there. That was. Oh, Wiley's going down. He's got speed.
Can he keep it in? He does. Off the head of Lamb, just out of play.
Wiley can fly down that wing. Seawolves have speed. Tommies have matching speed. That's why we're at zeros.
Still zeros, 42 minutes into this one here.
Still zeros. But again, I think if the wind were to continue to blow as hard as it's blowing, right to left on the screen so it's blowing at the St. Thomas keeper. I think the Seawolves are going to be hard pressed in the second half unless they can get one. Ooh.
Dangerous ball in front. It's knocked away. There was
Defense
a good
by the
chance there.
Seawolves. Wiley does a good job keeping
Here's
it
Mark
in.
Antonio, opportunity now for a counterattack. Your shoe.
Oh, Shoe almost got
Defending there.
almost got through there.
Lavery
Lavery with
saving
great
a dangerous
defending.
opportunity for the Seawolves. Burnham to Ghidorah. Tries to find Burnham again, but it's broken up. Seawolves still in pursuit.
Oprah's had a strong game here at the back for the, or 5 for the Tommies. Broken up a number of plays. And that's going, that's a free kick for the Tommies. We're nearing the end of regulation time in the first half. There will be some added on time from the official. A couple players were down nursing injuries. Long ways out, but that's another good ball.
Great strike there, but well
Gray.
done by Landon Gray to jump on that.
Gray races out and tries to catch the Tommies flat-footed with everybody up.
There's Ghidorah, ball just too strong. Was looking for Shoe in the box there, but
that was good. That had potential. That had a lot of potential. Ghidorah did well to see that. Feathered a pass in there and just went past Shoe. Someone got clipped in the ankle.
Looks like it might be, is it Mark Antonio again? It was, but he's, looks like he's walking that one off there again. Played a physical first half.
The fourth official has indicated a minute of 4 minutes added time in the first half.
I figured there'd be
quite a few
minutes added on.
Here's Best breaking that one up.
That was
Garrity Anderson, I believe, drawing another foul. He's drawn a few fouls already.
Yeah, Garrity Anderson from Toronto, Ontario. Tommies have had some free kicks up that they've been from a long ways out, so they really haven't been as dangerous as they.
They have done well though with those opportunities. A couple well-placed kicks.
They have.
Here's another one. Oh, what a great grab there by Landon Gray.
Gray with good hands there.
Another quick kick.
Brought that down. No rebound. Somebody almost got through there. Well, it's been a close first half. Not much to choose between the teams here in the first half.
Good chances on either side. A couple of really nice plays by either keeper to keep their sheet clean. Here's Wiley. It'll be a throw in. Lamb throws into Marcantonio. Back to best.
And that's the half.
Here's our halftime whistle. Still 0-0. After 45 minutes of play, we'd like to take this time to thank our 25-26 season sponsors, Centaur Products Atlantic, Lester Trophies, Domino's Pizza, UNB Associated Alumni, One Team Sports Group, Select Printing and Signs, Booster Juice, the East Point location, and Culligan Water NB.
right, and here we are. Ready to go for the second half here. 0-0 UNBSJ and St. Thomas.
It's an exciting first half there. A lot of good chances for both teams on either side. Some great
Well, we're
defending
getting what we expected from a team that's 7-1-1, the Tommies, and Seawolves 6-3. You know, we're getting some quick, fast-paced soccer. Both teams showing on defense.
That was a really crafty pass back there from Mark Antonio up to Sa there.
Sa, he's tricky out there. He can really handle a ball, and he's one of the fast guys. I mean, I think both of these teams have speed, so it makes for a nice matchup. Seawolves throw in.
Well, we're waiting for this throw in here. I'd like to take this moment to thank our season partners once again: Centaur Products Atlantic, Lester Trophies, Domino's Pizza, UNB Associated Alumni, One Team Sports Group, Select Printing and Signs, the East Point Booster Juice location, and Culligan NB.
So the Tommies with the wind advantage here in the second half. Look for them to push up. They're going to make life a little bit miserable for the Seawolves here in the second half. Seawolves' backs better be in great condition because they're going to see the ball a lot here in this half. And you can see the Tommies already pushing up with 2.5 players at the back at the moment. Everyone else is pushing forward.
Good win there by Sa.
Gray has it. He decides to keep that ball on the ground. Seawolves moving it right along the ground.
It's going to be a crucial part of the second half for them. Like you said, with the wind advantage, being able to move the ball efficiently on the ground is going to be crucial.
That's exactly what they're doing.
Here's over to Napier Ford.
And once again,
Cleared out
the
by
back
Burnham.
line of the Seawolves under pressure. We're early in the second half here. No score. Earlier tonight, UNBSJ Seawolves surprised the Tommies, beating them 3-2. Jumped out into a big lead. Tommies came back. Couldn't quite complete the comeback, and the Seawolves walk away with the victory in that one. There hasn't been what you'd call a thrilling scoring chance in this game yet. It may yet come, but so far it's been, I think, two defenses playing quite well and limiting the scoring chances. But that corner flag is really blowing hard now again. Tommies, they are pushing up hard. They only have 3 at the back, sometimes 2.
Mark Antonio brought down there. It's going to be a free kick there.
And there's a ball that comes back a little bit in the wind.
Finds the head of Lamb.
Tommy's a hard-working team. They put pressure on the ball everywhere on the field.
Tries looking for Napier forward down the middle. Broken up again. Tommy's looked to counterattack.
Watch them attack. And sure-footed Burnham is there for the Seawolves.
Ball in the box picked up by Gray.
Gray's been alert all night long.
Substitutions at halftime.
His head is in the game.
Leaving the game, number 18, Nana Osebansu. Entering the game, number 16, Pharrell Kenga. For St. John, leaving the game, number 21, Luke Antoniello. And number 2, Kellen Lamb. Entering the game, number 12, Gavin Merrick. And number 8, Joseph Napier Ford.
Seawolves doing well, keeping the ball on the ground here. Not putting any balls in the air.
Chance now.
Lamb with
again.
a great defensive play there. And the Seawolves continue their attack. And that ball's out of play. And it's going to be a goal kick. So Hosanna's going to let that one run and grab another ball. Seawolves giving them space.
Ball sent downfield. Tommy's giving chase. Lamb breaks it up. Tommy's keeping for a throw. There's a throw into the box. Potential for danger cleared out by Best.
That
Here's
was
giving chase now.
That might have been
Lavery.
the best chance of the game. It didn't turn out to be a chance, but it could have been.
Here's Lavery to throw it in.
So Bonzu. And that one's going to float way long.
It's going to be a throw in for Seawolves again. Almost approaching 55 minutes played here, almost 10 minutes into the second half. Ball into the box. Burnham sends it out.
And Seawolves defense continues to play really well.
Ball into the corner.
That's a corner for the Tommies.
Good opportunity here.
Sometimes these corners are all that a team needs in a game. One good chance to score. That's all it takes in soccer.
Ball's in, and it finds the back of the net.
So many players in the box. I couldn't tell who scored that goal.
Looked to be number 18, I believe, Ose Bonsu. So a goal scored in the 55th minute, tail end of the 55th minute. Giving the Tommies a 1-0 lead here.
And that was their one chance right there so far.
By number 18, Nana Ose Bonsu.
Seawolves working it back. Gray out past the 18 to intercept that. Working it on the back. Field. Tommy's just keeping their shape, letting the Seawolves bring it to almost half, but not letting them take it any further if they can help it. And there's another ball. It's going. It's going. And Burnham does a great job of shielding that ball. And it's a goal kick.
Still a lot of time left to play in this game here. Going to be really important for the Seawolves to maintain that strong attack that has done them so well so far this game.
Well, what was a quiet game is no longer a quiet game. The Seawolves being behind, they don't have to stretch it out too early, but they're behind against a team that's only allowed 4 goals this year. So they can't wait until the 80th minute, in my opinion. I think they have to. I think it's like this is a little bit like pulling the goalie with 3 minutes left in hockey instead of a minute left.
Yeah.
I think the Seawolves have to.
The box.
Oh, look at that.
Wow. Send all the way back downfield.
And Gray gave up on that one. Going to let that one slide and get another ball. So the Seawolves, especially now they're against the wind, which makes it even harder. They've got their work cut out for them now. Tommy's with 3 at the back. They're still employing 3 at the back, from what I can see. I guess Lavery's going to swing back there on the left side, but he's playing a high back line. He's been involved in a lot of the Tommy's action tonight. Lavery seems to be certainly takes their kicks and throws, and he's the all-purpose guy.
Seabo's able to win it back. Napier Ford's brought down. Will be a foul.
Well, we're certainly getting a display as to why STU have only allowed 4 goals this year. I keep harping on that, but 4 goals against in 9 games.
That's
That's
such an
pretty impressive.
Total. Yeah.
You can see why.
There's an opportunity for the Tommies on the counterattack now.
Yeah, the Tommies are starting to really stretch.
There's Lamb.
They're starting to really stretch things out now. Yeah, they're pushing a lot of guys up here now. Lamb's had a hard running game. You know, you just have to wonder 2 nights in a row, 2 games in a row. You have to wonder what's left in the tank come the 70th, 80th minute. The Tommies have been, this half especially, they've been punishing the Seawolves' backs, making them run, put on a lot of kilometers here as we Tommies are definitely employing only 3 at the back, which is putting even more pressure on the Seawolves. They recognize the advantage that they have. Lavery goes back there for this free kick, but they're only playing 3 at the back from what I can see.
Here's trying to work around Lavery, but just did it out of bounds.
So the Seawolves could definitely use the likes of Sikasak and Karwi tonight to try to get a goal back, but
still lots of time to do so.
Lots of
with the
time.
personnel out on the field.
They're moving the ball. Burnham. Over to Lamb. You got to like the Seawolves' patience with the ball. They keep possession well. They don't give the ball away very often. So you do have to like that.
Lamb looks for a quick throw in. Trying to find Mark Antonio. He's able to keep it in, but Tommy sent it back downfield. Potential for danger here. Well done by Best to win the ball away. Would have been a dangerous one-on-one situation.
Okay, you could put good pressure on the ball for the Tommies on that play. Showed real good speed. And it looks like there's a sub there. Saw with good pressure on the ball.
Wins that back. Able to keep it in bounds. Best sends it down. More to Mark Antonio. Back to Napier Ford. Oh, dangerous turnover.
That's a clip.
That's Perea who's brought down there. Going to be a free kick for the Seawolves. He's telling his team, let's go.
Lots of time if you're the Seawolves. Down 1-0. Tommy's being very stingy on defense, though. The Seawolves have not been able to get anywhere near their net.
Here's Mark Antonio.
For a nice pass to Mark Antonio. He's such a good ball handler. Love the way
That's a great ball in the
Saw.
box. Looking for Saw, but again, the Tommies.
Now that's called a corner.
It's called a corner, but
Was that
Nice
Lavery
defending there.
that did that, or for the Tommies? Who broke that up?
I believe-
Saw made a good move, but the Tommies defense right there.
Here's Wiley to take the corner. Ball's just a little bit too strong, sent over the box. Both teams in pursuit, and it's back
Merrick with good work there for the Seawolves.
back to Lamb in the midfield, but taken away.
But you have to like the
Tommies
way
on
the
the
Tommies.
counterattack.
You have to like
Here's
the
an
way the Tommies are
opportunity.
attacking here tonight. At the moment,
Oh, what a shot and a goal there. Javon Garrity Anderson.
well, Garrity Anderson has been a big presence for the Tommies tonight, and he's rewarded with a real good cutback and then a shot.
St. Thomas
A really
University
nice shot from the
goal
top of the
scored on
box.
66th minute by number 7, Javon Garrity Anderson.
So that's 2-0 for the Tommies, and it's going to be a real uphill battle for the Seawolves from here on out tonight. Against the wind, the Tommies. I think the Tommies are just going to keep the pressure on here now, and continue to attack like they're doing right now.
That was whistled offside there, even though
Also, Bonzu is a dangerous player for the Tommies.
what an athlete. Like, he can really turn on the Jets when he needs to.
Pardon me, that was Kinga who went flying down there. He's shown great speed as well tonight. Tommies have a fast squad. They can fly out there. But look at that defense. Swarming defense. And
So
I
doesn't really have
think,
anywhere to go there.
I just get the feeling that they're starting to wear down the Seawolves back line a little bit. They're just putting so much pressure on them. You're making those runs time after time after time. It gets a little bit tiring back there. Prayer with throw in.
Swarming defense again by the Tommies. Seawolves do well to maintain.
Although to be honest with you, I've never seen the Seawolves fullbacks get tired. They seem to all be able to run
Yeah.
forever. So
Ball played back to Gray.
Tommies do a good job of supporting each other off the ball. But look at that pressure. It's intensifying here as this game goes along. Now that they've got the 2-goal lead, they've intensified their defensive pressure.
Lavery to throw it in.
There's also Bonzu right there. He's played a good midfield tonight. Makes it look easy out there. Look at that little chip down the line.
Best is going to have to run that down. Has no choice but to play it out of bounds for a
No,
throw.
that's right. But that was a nice little chip down the line. Again, he made it just look so easy. Calm, cool, and collected.
Throw almost into the box.
Here come the Tommies again. They seem to be able to, seem to be getting inside here at the moment.
Best sends it back out. Play again.
.20 minutes left. Seawolves down 2 now. Tommies are starting to get a few more shots, a few more looks, a few more. Best with a long ball down the wing.
Seagulls giving chase.
And that's going to be a goal kick. Senna, he's not, hasn't been tested at all this second half.
Another nice low goal
Tommy's
kick.
making their way. Garrity Anderson's just wondering, what do I have to do to get a call? He's an explosive player, no doubt about it. We saw that on his goal.
Just Napier forward. Send it to the head of Mark Antonio. Lavery sends it way down the field. Finds the head of Burnham.
Tommy's just keeping it as deep as they can now. Looking for those openings as the Seawolves push up a little bit. The Tommies are getting more chances.
There's a ball sent across. And a pretty good opportunity there for the Seawolves. Garrity Anderson trying to run that one out.
UNBSJ Seawolves. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Well, with the win, the Tommies will go to 8-1-1. Seawolves will be at 6-4. Still well entrenched in the playoff position.
Burnham sends it down the field. Here's a chance now. Into the box. It's just gets tripped up.
Look at the Tommies close the gap on.
Mark Antonio sends that one high and wide.
The Tommies are
St. John substitution in the 73rd minute. Leaving the game, number 2, Kellen Lamb. Entering the game, number 3, Shadrach Shaganya.
so Shaganya comes in. Lamb had a great running game for the Seawolves, but he expended a lot of energy out there. Great effort for him tonight. So with the win, St. Thomas will pretty much be assured of second place, and depending on what happens in the remaining games, could possibly sneak into first if UKC slipped up. They play UKC on the final weekend.
Entering the game, number 19, Sam Brooks.
So it'll be interesting to see who gets number 1, the number 1 seed. The Tommies are certainly going to be going after it.
I'm not super familiar with the Tommy schedule. I don't really know who's made
Well, after
trip down to play
after tonight,
Blue Devils.
the Tommies. So the Mount St. Vincent and Kings will make the swing over this way, and play the Tommies and the Seawolves. So both teams will play UNBSJ, and the Tommies will play Mount St. Vincent and UKC that in the final weekend. So the Tommies, if they were able to beat UKC, that might make things interesting. UKC plays Mount St. Vincent again, so that should move them to 10-0. It should. Mount St. Vincent being in 4th place, but you never know.
You never know.
You never know. But if UKC keeps up their dominant play, they should win that to go to 10-0, and that would mean that the Tommies probably would finish second. So this could be the playoff matchup right here.
Yeah.
In the semifinals, this could be the matchup.
Yeah, we could definitely see these teams facing off again. Another ball into the box. Kept in play. One back by the Seawolves, sent down the field. Looking for Ghidorah at center.
Schwinier has been a tower of power in the back line for the Tommies. He gets up there and wins every head ball.
Yeah. Real asset.
Nobody's beat him yet, from what I can see. He's got a great vertical, and he's tall to begin with. That's a pretty good combination if you're the center back.
Yeah. Nice to be able to see over a lot of the players as well. As a center back, you're going to be directing a lot of traffic, and that extra height to be able to get a better view never hurts.
Rahim Khani's coming into the game for Tommy. King is out. Oh, it's a nice little move, and
Able to keep
he
it in.
saved it.
Shigonia sends it down. It's going to stay in play back to the Tommies. Brooks able to win it. Looking for Ghidorah. Ghidorah gets tripped up. No whistle. Called a clean tackle. And Tommy's back line gains possession again.
Well, their tactics were pretty clear in this half. Just keep sending the ball behind the back line. wear down the back line. Because there's still 12 minutes to go. And the Seawolves fullbacks have done a lot of running here in the second half. And played well. I mean, the goal was off the corner kick. Other than that,
Conceded another goal on honestly a really, really nice shot.
Yeah,
right
I mean,
top of the box,
that's
and
right. The first goal was off the corner kick, and the second shot, Garrett Anderson just made a good move inside, and and hit a good low ball into the corner.
Defensively, they have been pretty sound. You're absolutely right all around, and just beat by a couple really nice shots tonight. It's time ticking down here. Pardon me, I guess ticking up almost to the 80th minute. Landon Gray grabs a hold of things and looking to get it started.
Seawolves are okay until half, and then the wall is formed. It's hard to get through that Tommy's defense. Oh, look at this.
Garrity Anderson wins it, sends it down the sideline. It's a foot race. Best is able to get there, and
You got to love the way Best is playing. He's the heir apparent to Burnham, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
He is
it's been really impressive on the
very,
back line
very
this year.
sure-footed back there and solid, great speed, really hard to beat. A little bit of a mix-up there with the Seawolves. A floater into the 18. But look at those Tommies. Look at those Tommies. Close down that space. Tommy's in full control here at the moment. Marcantonio. I don't think there's a nicer ball handler in the league than him.
He is really.
He
really talented with it on his foot.
can dribble. And it's just so smooth and effortless. So relaxed with the ball.
He's a player you can tell spends a lot of time working on his game.
He does.
Just based on
yeah, that's right.
all the basic, even just basic moves that he does
He just has
throughout
great
the course of a game.
great skills.
Yeah.
Garrity Anderson reminds me a lot of Carwee for the Seawolves. Explosive, exciting.
Yeah.
Every time he gets the ball, something big's going to happen.
Two players you can let a shot fly at a moment's notice too. Neither are afraid to do so, as we've seen today from Garrity Anderson already.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, Garrity Anderson. That's right.
Mm.
He is really a really good player.
St. Thomas University substitution in the 83rd minute. Leaving the match, number 12, Sylvain Carrier. Entering the game, number 3, Karen Holloman-Pritchard.
I really admire the players that are not only the best players but the hardest workers on the team. You have a player like that on your team. Every other player is going to raise their game to try to impress the best player.
Yep.
And stay up with them and keep up with them. Well, time is running out on the Seawolves.
Time is running out.
Time is running out. It's 84 minutes in. The Tommies have a 2-goal lead. Both goals coming in the second half. Best fires another one into the wall of the Tommies, and
Mark
this
Antonio looks like he might have got the
yeah,
worst
this is
of that
this is
collision
going to be
there.
this could be a yellow card here. Possibly.
like Samuel Chenier.
It was a high.
Looks like he was just trying to make a play on the ball. And
Yeah, both players went up high.
Yeah, I think his
And
foot that he was trying to strike the ball with ended up hitting Mark Antonio.
No, it's not. Doesn't look like there's going to be any card on the play. Yes, there is a card on the play. So that's a yellow for Schwanier. And this is an opportunity for the Seawolves to get right back in this game.
Yeah, definitely not a bad spot to take a free kick at there.
85th minute to number 21, Samuel Schwanier.
It'd be a challenge to try to beat that wall, but it could really change this game in a moment's notice. The ball is and sails
It's
wide.
going to be a corner.
Back out for a corner.
Merrick attempted that shot. It was blocked, so they get a corner out of it.
It'll be Mark Antonio to take. Ball's up. Oh, just can't find the foot of this Brooks on the scene. Tommy's going to kick it back out.
So who do you like tonight for the Tommies?
Well, when you only concede 4 goals all year long, there's going to be a lot of players to talk about. But honestly, Hasana in between the posts tonight was phenomenal early on. He had a couple players test him early. Ghidorah had a header that went right into his chest from about 5 feet away.
Yeah, and that was probably midway through the first half.
Yeah,
Could have changed the game.
definitely could have. Yeah, Kenga was really impressive today.
King was good.
Pharrell Kenga, he was just so explosive up and down the field. Was the first to a lot of balls, but Nana Osei Bunsu was really.
Oh yeah, I thought he was really good. Garrity Anderson.
Yeah, Garrity Anderson as well.
I think Garrity Anderson's my man tonight.
Yeah,
I just love the way he plays.
it'd be hard not to agree with you.
I just love the way he plays. He got that second goal, the insurance goal, off a great move inside, and then an equally great shot.
Thomas University substitution.
How about the Seawolves?
7th minute, leaving the game, number
For the
5,
Seawolves
Matthew O'Brea.
tonight,
Entering the game, number 23, Reese Cook McCormick.
let's see. Well, first and foremost, honestly, I thought they did a really good job tonight trying to match the Tommies' pace of play. Like we said before, we know this is a high octane offense that with a lot of good play finishers that also know how to play both ways. They really did a good job. But Mike Best, I think I've got 2 rookies that I've chosen tonight for the Seawolves. But
Yeah.
Best has been really impressive for me, not only tonight but all season with his play alongside Burnham and the back.
I'd have to agree with that.
Yeah.
I think I'd have to agree with that. Who else were you thinking of for the Seawolves?
Mark Antonio is always going to be in the mix for me just because of how he can handle the ball. But another player that I loved watching today was Kellen Lamb, too. The Seawolves had to rely on their defense a lot today.
They did.
Because of all the pressure the Tommies put on them. And I thought Best and Lamb did a great job tonight. And they really showed no quit
I
for
agree.
the whole 90.
I agree with both those assessments, but my player today, and I agree with both of those, but my player today is Mark Antonio. He just had the ball on his foot just about all night, and at least gave the Seawolves opportunities to first of all keep possession, because you have to keep possession against a team like St. Thomas. Otherwise, you're going to be digging the ball out of your net all night long.
Oh yeah.
So I did like the way he kept possession, made some good passes, and I just love the way the guy plays.
He does. He plays hard every single night, and I find sometimes when the ball's on his foot, you can kind of just get a sense of calm from the team a little bit. They know where they're at when he has the ball.
He's a guy who can slow the game down to his level. He plays at his pace, and that's the pace that everybody else is going to play too. So I don't think we can go wrong. We have a bunch of players tonight that on both teams that played well, And
that's what you get when you have two teams, two talented teams like this squaring off,
and it's not
get a
over
good
yet.
result.
It's not over yet. The Seawolves. This is another big chance for the Seawolves.
we've just hit the 90th minute now.
But look at that.
Napier forward with a bouncing ball, shots on net, but
Those Tommies, they, one area where they were quite dominant is in the air tonight. The Tommies back line really dominated the air. So the Seawolves are going to have to figure that out come playoff time.
The fourth official has indicated a minimum of 3 minutes stoppage time in the second half.
so 3 minutes of added time here.
Another player I thought played really well for the Tommies was Schwinier at the back, 21. He is the guy really that I'm talking about dominating in the air. When you have a dominant back like that, he can thwart a lot of attacks.
Yeah, and that play in the air was really crucial.
And
They
Lavery
decided
is another.
Lavery was another one.
Obviously, they have a team full of good players, and
Obviously, a talented one is a talented player as well, as you see, because as you saw their strategy and their game plan develop as the game went on, you saw him move places and excel at both. He did a really good job off some set plays in the back line, covering for teammates, and then on the counterattack, a lot of nice quick passes up the sideline and through the middle to help drive the offense today.
well, the Tommies just did a pretty good job of chopping off another minute or so off the clock, keeping the ball deep on the Seawolves. Seawolves trying to work it out, but just have not been able to get by the Tommies defense. And this will be the second game in a row. If it stays like this will be the second 2-0 game in a row. So the Seawolves are, if they do have to play the Tommies in the playoffs, they're going to have to figure out how to get the ball into the Tommies net.
Yeah. As much as it is a real barrier to break, scoring against a team with a defense as talented as this, it's a bit of a mental wall as well. Come playoff time, it's going to be a thought in the back of your mind.
It is.
And
it is.
And just think just how much more elevated that feeling would be playing a team like UKC.
Right.
If you think, man, these guys have only conceded 4 goals all year.
UK,
I wonder what the Stu Tommies think when they go to play King's College. So it'll be
This
really,
game's
really
over.
entertaining come playoff
This
time.
game is
That's
over.
the game. Your score after 90 minutes, 2-0 for the St. Thomas
So yeah,
University
thank you folks for tuning into this game. More exciting ACAA men's soccer action tonight. St. Thomas Tommies taking the 2-0 victory over the UNB St. John Seawolves. Before we sign off here, just like to take a moment to thank our season partners, Centaur Products Atlantic, Lester's Trophies, Domino's Pizza, UNB Associated Alumni, One Team Sports Group, Select Printing and Signs, East Point Booster Juice, and our great friend Lee, and Colligan Water MB. On behalf of Dave Monroe and myself, I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in for our ACAA men's soccer coverage. Stay tuned to our socials at UNB St. John Seawolves on Instagram and Facebook to stay up to date on the latest Seawolves sporting news, and subscribe to us on YouTube to never miss another Seawolves broadcast. Thank you guys and have a great night.